Hello, friends. Susan Axelrod here, the Confidence Coach. Welcome to the Confidence Zone. This week, I have been speaking directly to men here in the Confidence Zone. Though it's not my usual market, in the beginning of this week, I felt inspired and then compelled to speak directly to men. I hope you'll watch this series. You can find it on my YouTube channel at The Confidence Zone with Susan Axelrod. You can find it on my LinkedIn profile or on my Facebook page, which is called What Will Your Legacy Be? If you're having trouble, contact me personally and I will get you all the videos. The conversation I've been having with men is important. I've spoken this week to you about sharing your feelings that are under your surface. I've asked you various deep questions to consider about your life and livelihood, what's on your mind, what's on your heart, your vulnerabilities, and your challenges. In one of my videos this week, I said, previously, I didn't feel equipped or qualified to speak to men because I'm not a man. But so many people have contacted me and communicated with me and helped me to understand that the nature of my work in spiritual coaching, spiritual connection, personal healing, and confidence building applies very much to men. I'm feeling a little somber today because a topic came up to me. That's how I do this every day. I don't have planned agendas out in advance. I sit quietly and think and see what comes up intuitively for me. And my topics come to me in various ways. Today, a topic came up for me that turns out to be quite extreme, and that is on loneliness. Once I thought of it and I thought about it, I just Googled it and I got 74,900,000 hits on the topic men and loneliness. I was quite taken aback by this. And then I started clicking on articles because I've learned that it's important to know the research about topics of which I speak. And the research is actually quite extensive on this topic. And sometimes you look at surveys and see research that's quite old. But the research, there's quite a bit of current research on this. So I'm coming here today to speak directly to you on the topic of loneliness and feeling lonely. There are many reasons that men feel lonely, some of which I've spoken about this week. For example, feeling like they're supposed to have it all together, but worrying what I call under the surface that they don't. Feeling like they want to say things from their heart or soul space, but not having been given permission to speak from that space. Maybe even feeling emotional and emotionality coming up, but also knowing men don't cry. Still in this day and age, we get these messages. There's so many reasons that men might be feeling lonely. The key that I want to share here with you today is what is in your control. I'll be honest, I know about loneliness. I know what it feels like to have family and friends around and be a place where people gather, have a home where people gather. And I know what it feels like to be sitting alone on your own without people around. This leads me to ask you about your personal agency. It's no secret that many women are the social directors in their family. It's no secret that many women say, my husband has no friends or my partner has no friends. It's no secret that men don't necessarily have prolific numbers of friends or do things in men's group, although I do have a client who is a man who has edified me on the power and benefit of men's groups, and I know they do exist. It's no secret that women will say, if I don't do it, we'll never, socialize or whatever. So the topic of personal agency does underlie some of this, but above that is awareness. It's self-awareness. If you're seeing this video or listening to me, does this topic resonate with you? Coming into consciousness, becoming consciously aware is the first phase of my confidence zone methodology. Living a confident life. The first phase is coming into conscious awareness, becoming aware, also self-aware of things. And so I wonder sometimes if some men are living in a self-aware place of the fact that they're feeling lonely, they're being lonely, they're in a state of loneliness. It may not be something that we can easily, say to ourselves or about ourselves or whatever. But becoming consciously aware of this is very, very important. To tell you the truth, of course, if you're single, you might be lonely. But one of the deepest forms of loneliness is when you are in a partnership, a marriage or partnership, and you're in a disconnected place, or you're in a place where you're growing apart. And as a result, you feel a very deep, abiding sense of loneliness because you're supposed to be together, but you're not. You're feeling lonely. I know what that feels like too. Honestly, coming here and sharing this vulnerably with you is not the end of my career. Quite the contrary. People thank me for saying things out loud that other people often don't talk about. It doesn't make me bad or lonely or sad all the time. It just means that I know what this feels like. And that's why I feel compelled and inspired to come in the confidence zone to say things out loud. This issue of men feeling lonely, deeply personally lonely, is very, very significant. It's something that we all need to know about. I don't know why it came to me to speak to men this week. I don't know why it came to me to think about men this week. I'm not going to change my career and do that now. But I felt deeply inspired and compelled to come here and share some of these thoughts with you. So what do we do when we're feeling lonely? I talked before about personal agency. We come to conscious awareness, and the second phase of my methodology is clarity. We ask ourselves clarifying questions. Why am I feeling lonely? What is this about? What underlies it? What is my reality? And finally, what can I do about it? Is there nothing I personally can do about this? Personal agency is the ability to have the impetus to transform or at least create change when you're in a difficult situation. Personal agency is like, can you see me getting over the hump of something? It's facing something. It's, moving through something. Personal agency is what underlies our ability to live in progress, to live in forward motion. Loneliness is a feeling and an experience that holds us back, keeps us feeling down. It's one of the most difficult negative personal spaces to be. And I'm here to invite you to ask yourself the question, am I lonely? Am I feeling lonely? Is this a constant state of being for me, or is it just a temporary state for now? But most importantly, here in the confidence zone, I always want to ask you, what's in your control? What's in your control? Becoming consciously aware, asking yourself clarifying questions is what leads to my third phase, which is confidence. The third phase of my methodology is confidence, not the first phase. And so what can I confidently do? How can I confidently progress? You're a smart person. You have agency. We're given agency and free will. And I want to invite you to self-explore. I want to say something out loud here that's absolutely necessary to say. When you're lonely, sometimes you turn to alcohol. Sometimes you just turn to alcohol. You have a drink. It starts innocently, and you have a beer over here or a scotch over there, or whatever. And sometimes we then increase the use of alcohol from a lonely state of being. I'm going to do another video on the fact that I'm experimenting with the choice of being alcohol free, but I couldn't let this video end without connecting loneliness to alcohol use, and sometimes what becomes a disordered use of alcohol. There's a lot of very big, outrageous, deep, difficult themes in what I'm speaking with you about today. Usually I want to be upbeat. I want to be happy. I want to share my enthusiasm with you and my energy and all of that. But today this space found me. And so I wanted to quietly discuss this with you and wish you the very best. Working with a coach is a very, very good thing to do if you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling like you're not in control, if you're feeling like you don't have agency to move, to progress, to get forward or get through. If this is of interest to you, please contact me personally. I do a free discovery call. I have a conversation with you. I will only work with people if I have an intuitive sense that I can be a good coach for you. I never push or sell or pressure. That's not what I'm about. I don't like that myself, and I don't do it to others. But if working with someone through a difficult phase in your life might be of interest to you, then go ahead and reach out to me, or find another coach. Find a man coach if you want to work with someone who is a man. Of course, I understand that. That's fine. I just want to let you know if any of these things are like ringing true for you, then working with a coach is a very good option for you. Of course, you could do therapy, you could find a therapist, but sadly and unfortunately, it is hard to find a therapist today. So I want to activate the idea in you that you might be able to find a coach to work with. And if you're interested in connecting with me, I'd be very happy to take your call. So this is a deep one, friends, today. And I may have to come back Monday with my former enthusiasm and energy and excitement about life, and, speak with you again, because I don't like to end on a somber note. But there's one thing people know about me, and they say to me, "You're the real deal. You keep it real, you're authentic." And this is what I was inspired to speak with you about today. So I want to say from my heart to yours, if you're feeling lonely, I understand what that feels like. And if you want, you can, especially get out in nature, do some body movement, get up and do some jumping jacks, walk up and down the stairs, get your dog out. Your dog is going to be so happy. Connect with the person you love. And if you feel that you can be safe doing it, maybe create a sacred space with someone you trust and share, "I'm feeling lonely." It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you a weak person. There's nothing wrong with it. The other person may say, "Wow, thank you for sharing this with me." That's it. And sometimes that's all we need. All right, friends. Thank you for your attention this week. Thank you for coming here and for being with me in this space. I want to wish you the very best from my heart for your good health and wellness and emotional safety and soul connection. Shabbat Shalom to those who celebrate, and to everyone else, I wish you a good weekend. See you again in the Confidence Zone.